that's a good thing. I have three, four different ones. I don't know which one. It's a black bottle.
Okay, I'm calling the Integrated Waste Management Commission to order on October 26th at 10 a.m. in the morning. Rick, would you like to lead us in the Pledge of
Sure would.
Allegiance?
Ready to begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. May we have a roll call now, please, clerk?
Councilmember Perez,
Present.
Councilmember Freeman,
Present.
Supervisor Gonzalez.
Here.
Thank you. Can we now acknowledge the certificate of posting, please?
The
So-
agenda was posted on Monday, October 23rd at 9 a.m.
Okay.
Thank you. Can we have the approval of, my tongue is tied, of the minutes for June 15th,
So
2023?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now we come to public comment. This is for items not on the agenda. Anybody in the public may speak for up to 3 minutes.
The Integrated Waste Management Local Task Force encourages your participation at this meeting and welcomes your comments. Speakers are requested to state their name prior to speaking to the committee. Not more than 3 minutes may be allotted to each speaker and no more than 20 minutes to a subject unless otherwise extended or limited by the chair. A speaker's allotted time cannot be deferred to another speaker. Committee members may question the speaker, but there will be no debate or decision. Pursuant to Government Code Section 54954.2, no action or discussion shall be undertaken on any item not appearing on the posted agenda. If appropriate, the chair or any committee member may direct that matter to be referred to Integrated Waste Management staff for review. If you are participating on Zoom, select the Participants tab and click the Raise Hand icon. If you are using a phone, press *9 to raise your hand. When your turn arrives, you will hear that you have been unmuted at this time. State your first name, last name, and county you reside in for the record. It doesn't look like we have any Zoom public comment, but I think we have an in-person public comment. Mike Kelly, if you can come up.
Good morning. Good morning, Task Force. I'm Mike Kelly. I'm the General Manager at Recology, San Benito County. I'm only here to make you aware that Recology will be collecting performing normal services on Thanksgiving Day, Thursday this year. Our employees, we've talked to them, and they decided they'd rather work on Thursdays and have Saturday and Sunday off. We used to work Thursday or have Thursday off and work Friday and Saturday. So we will be collecting on Thanksgiving Day, Thursday. We have already put messages on the invoices so people are aware. We have a holiday schedule as well. It will be on the holiday schedule. And then we will also be sending postcards to the Thursday and Friday customers, because those are the only customer base that will be affected, letting them know as well. So a third piece of outreach will be going to those customers as well. So they will be aware that we will be collecting Thursday, and so they can continue their normal collection service for that week. Do you have any questions?
Yes, on the holiday ones for around Christmas time, you said you're going to change that, so the Thursday, Friday will be delayed?
No, this was only Thanksgiving.
Okay, only Thanksgiving.
Only Thanksgiving. Just so you're aware, because Christmas is on a Monday,
Okay.
it's a confusing week for everybody, but everyone will move back a day. It was nice when the Christmas was on the weekend because everyone's kept their normal schedule, but the way it generally works is Christmas on Monday, we move everybody back a day. If Christmas is on Tuesday, Monday would be normal collection service, Tuesday off, everybody back a day from there. But this only affects, I'm announcing it because it's not normal practice down here. It's normal in other areas I've worked in, but in this area, we've never collected on Thanksgiving before. So now that the drivers, the employees have determined they'd rather work Thanksgiving and have the 2 days off for the weekend, I'm letting you know, and I will be, again, Ecology will be putting out outreach so the customers are aware as well. Should only affect Thursday, Friday customers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else, Monica?
No other public comment.
Thank you. I'm going to close public comment now, and we'll go on to item 3, which is staff announcements.
Good morning, local task force members. We have mini quarter 3 updates that'll be available on the slides, and Monica and Frankie and Catherine are going to be providing some of those. But before I hand it off to Monica, our recycling coordinator, I wanted to take a moment to introduce Lori, our intern. I'm going to put her on the spot. Lori has become an instrumental member of our team in a very short amount of time, and I wanted to take a moment to thank her and provide an opportunity for her to introduce herself.
Hi everyone, my name is Lori. I've been working with Integrated Waste Management for a few months now. Some people, I've been at many outreach events helping with the distribution of LED light bulbs. We can switch from using the fluorescents to the LEDs, and handing out food pails and trying to help where I can. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Okay, if we can pull up the slides so the public may see too. Thank you. And I'll hand it off to Monica.
All right. Good morning, local task force. We've been staying busy this past quarter with several outreach events. We are still working on distributing our kitchen food scrap pails. These were grant funded. We are distributing to all San Benito County residents who are interested. In this past quarter, residents were able to pick up at several different tabling events, including Farmers Market. We tabled outside of Hollister Super, at Youth Alliance, and then at the most recent Recology Environmental Days. And in this past quarter, we also announced the distribution of pails through a Recology bill insert, and this method was very successful and led to a lot of residents coming by our office to pick up their pail. We are also still distributing our grant-funded LED light bulbs. In the past quarter, residents had also several opportunities to pick these up similar to the pails. They were available for pickup at the Farmers Market, Youth Alliance office, as well as Recology Environmental Days. We are also still continuing our partnership with Riders Recycle to promote our oil recycling program. With the help of our intern Lori, we were able to table at this year's Hollister Street Festival and Car Show, as well as outside of O'Reilly's. This past quarter, we also hosted our biannual Green Business Mixer. This year's summer mixer was held at our Veterans Memorial Hall here in downtown Hollister on July 19th. And thank you to everyone who joined us in celebrating and recognizing our recently certified and recertified green businesses. We were also able to partner with the Elections Department for their Candidate Elections Forum. We prepared a short presentation on how candidates can make their campaign more sustainable. Unfortunately, due to prior commitments, nobody from the IWM staff was able to give the presentation, but the elections had someone from their trusted staff give the presentation in our place. During the summer, we also offered a couple summer composting workshops. These were completely free to residents and were led by local master composters that are from the area, and each one focused on different types of at-home composting. These workshops were well attended, and although we don't have any scheduled now, we hope to be able to offer more in the near future. A couple additional events we had. On Friday, September 15th, we held a Green Committee meeting in partnership with the Chamber of Commerce. This was held at La Catrina down in downtown Hollister. We partnered with Environmental Innovations for this event and had Environmental Innovations give a presentation on how businesses can take advantage of great programs that are being offered that not only help businesses save money, but also help them become more sustainable. The event was well attended with around 30 people present. We've also continued our regularly scheduled household hazardous waste events. As a reminder, these are at the John Smith Road landfill from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. every third Saturday of the month. On the weekend of September 23rd and 24th, we had our quarterly free bulky item collection event, also at the John Smith Road landfill. And this one is from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and residents are able to dispose of up to 2 large items for free. And on Saturday, September 23rd, on that same weekend, our newest staff members, Frankie Sanchez and Lori Tankersley, help organize a coastal cleanup. This is a statewide event, and although San Benito is not on the coast, it is important to do our part to keep our riverways and our community clean. This event had a great turnout with 25 attendees and several local organizations such as the YMCA and Public Health, Youth Alliance, and a couple others. And with their help, we were able to pick up 125 pounds of litter. We also participated in a couple training opportunities this past quarter. In August, we attended the California Resource Recovery Association conference. This is a 3-day training, and it is one of the largest waste conferences in the state. It is a great opportunity for us to network with jurisdictions and other professionals in the waste world. So it was a great experience, and myself and our other recycling coordinator, Frankie Sanchez, were able to volunteer for the conference. Also in late August, we did the 40-hour HAZWOPER training. This is a general site working training, and it consisted of several modules covering varying safety topics related to hazardous waste, as well as an exercise that required us to suit up, as you can see in the picture. So it was a great experience, and we're glad that we have that certification now. And then as for upcoming events, on Saturday, November 4th, we will be having our Recycle Day. We will be accepting household batteries, paint, mattresses, as well as mercury thermostats. This is going to be at the Veterans Memorial Park from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., and it's free to all residents. And then on Saturday, November 18th, again, we have our regularly scheduled monthly household hazardous waste. And then on the weekend of December 9th and 10th, if you missed the last quarterly bulky item, this is going to be an additional bulky item, the last one of the year. And similar to the last one, it's going to be 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the landfill, and residents are able to drop off 2 bulky items for free. And I will pass it on to Frankie.
Good morning, Task Force. My name is Frankie Sanchez, as you guys know. I'm here to give a little bit of an update to the illegal dumping program. Recently, we've been working with R3 to develop a survey to send out to different city and county departments to help us gauge a little bit of an understanding of how the different departments deal with illegal dumping when it comes across their desk and their departments. Not only will this help us gauge the understanding, but how they handle illegal dumping. And in having these conversations, it'll help us identify the gaps in understanding and also the gaps in resources that we'd want to address moving forward in developing a program for illegal dumping. And then we also are hoping to identify any overlap in tasks or duties that the other departments already are doing, so that we can try and kind of work together to make it easier for them to do, whether it be outreach, education, or do any cleanups if they're already doing some of those things, trying to work with them to try and address illegal dumping a little bit as well. So we've already sent out the surveys to the departments, and once we receive their feedback, we're reaching out to them to have a follow-up meeting with them. This way we can, one, discuss the survey with them a little bit, but also give them an opportunity to give any feedback or ask any questions that they have about the development of the program. And that's kind of where we are with the survey currently. As for the San Benito River cleanup, as you guys know, we've been working from 4th Street Bridge all the way past, a little bit past Union Bridge, and we were just looking through the tonnage reports, and between the San Benito River cleanup, Smith & Enright has removed about 35 tons of abandoned solid waste from the river, which is a pretty big number, and that's not including the weights of the vehicles that were removed or the recycled materials, so any metals, tires, anything else that can go to a recycling facility. That 35 tons doesn't include the weights of those. And so on top of the 35 tons removed, there was also 18 vehicles removed from the river, which is a pretty big number as well. So there has been some great work that has been happening down in the San Benito River in terms of cleanup and abandoned solid waste removal. And the last update, you guys are probably pretty familiar with, but the San Benito County Board of Supervisors unanimously voted to increase the illegal dumping fines from $100 to $100 and $500 for the first, second, and third offenses to $2,500, $5,000, and $10,000, which is right on par with some of the most stringent fines in the state for illegal dumping. And so it really goes to show how serious the Board of Supervisors is taking this issue in the county. And it's just a really great way to show that San Benito County isn't going to put up with illegal dumping anymore. So, yeah. And then we're also continuing to research complementary preventative measures as well to go with those fines. So we're looking into things like cameras, fencing, signage, increased outreach, among other things. But those are kind of the four main ones. Yeah. Those are my updates. Any questions? Or should we wait? Yeah. I'll pass that on to Catherine. Thank you.
Good morning. As you know, we've been working, the IWM team has been working on moving our non-exclusive franchise agreement over to a permitting process, and we've had to update our calendar. And so we'll be meeting with County Council to review our NEFA permit, our code revisions, and our MOU. In November, we have that meeting set up with ECM. And on December 15th, please make a note of that for your calendar, is our regular Q4 LTF meeting where we will look for direction from your body for the NEFA permit revisions. In December of 2023, we will review and discuss the NEFA permit MOU code revisions with the cities. In January of 2024, IWM staff will prepare NEFA reporting templates and inform haulers of these anticipated changes. Then we will ask this board to set this body to set a special meeting in February of 2024 so that we can seek recommendations to approve the NEFA permit and the MOU. And also in February of 2024, IWM will outreach to the haulers and arrange educational workshops for the haulers. From April through June of 2024, staff will seek the city's approval of the MOU and city code updates. The county will also be approving excuse me, the MOU hauling permit and make updates to the code. In June of 2024, we will inform the haulers about the existing permits. We'll inform them that existing permits are lapsing. And also in June, our webpage will be updated with new permit and reporting forms, and we are looking towards this new hauling permit to go into effect July 1st of 2024.
Thank you. So I'm going to go to comments from the board here on their announcements. Are there any?
I just had a clarification. Was that December 15th or December 14th for our next quarterly?
15.
On the agenda, it's showing the 14th, and I thought I heard the 15th.
One moment. So there is an error on this slide. We can update that for the public, but the next regular LTF meeting is on the 14th.
Okay, thank you.
So I have a couple of comments. Number one, congratulations on your HAZWOPER completion training. Y'all have your cards with you? You should. You should. I have my card with me. Okay. Some of us have had 40-hour HAZWOPERs for quite some time, so that would be me. The other question I have is on the NEPA non-franchise hauling things. I think I should let you know that the city of San Juan Bautista is having problems with our permitting process, and it has nothing to do with hauling. It's like if you want to build a hot tub in your backyard or something like that. And it's taking weeks where it should, in my opinion, be done on a website literally over a few seconds. That's my opinion. But so I want you to kind of think about that and make it convenient and easy for the haulers and yet still do what you want to do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Actually, the only real comments I have, actually, I was going to save them for later, but I have noticed the, I don't know which trucks they are. They pass out the trash cans. And I noticed there's an increase of items that they're carrying back and forth. So that means that the public is taking advantage of the curbside pickup. And that's neat to see that that the word's getting out there, people are taking advantage of it too. So you guys are doing a good job.
Thank you. And that service is provided by Recology under the regional agency's exclusive franchise agreement with Recology. Residents are allowed to bring up to two, or have picked up at the curb 2 bulky items per year at no cost. And there's more information that if residents have questions or you want to refer the resident to a site, that would be on the Recology bulky item page. They have a brochure in English and Spanish, and you can also refer them directly to us, our customer service line.
I do. Yeah, no, it's good though to see that, you know, a lot of people didn't know about it before, and it's picking up, and that's good, so that people can use the services, because not everyone has a truck, and not everyone's able to move it around too much. So good job with that. Welcome aboard, and that's it.
Thank you.
I just want to say thank you for all the information that you provide to the community. They really don't know what you all do, and it's amazing some of the programs that you have and the benefits that are out there for all of us. So just keep reporting on it, giving us the update. I appreciate it very much. And then the hard copy flyers, thank you. Thank you.
One last thing, Mike, thank you for, you know, it's neat to see that not only you still taking care of the clients, the customers, our residents, but you're also looking out for your employees. That says it, that you're a good company. So thank you for, yeah.
So going on to local task member announcements, I think we kind of
Chair
covered it
Freeman?
just right now, so that's
Chair
great.
Freeman, can we have public comment on the staff announcement section?
Oh,
Thought we just did.
Eckham, this item
Okay.
is informational only.
Okay.
Okay. Can we make, is there any public comment though?
Yeah, do you
Yeah.
have
We're doing
any?
presentations, we can still ask for public comment.
No
Okay.
public comment.
Okay.
Going on to, thank you. Going on to item number 5, we'll have our staff presentations now, or our presentations. First up is Recology Quarterly Update.
I'm going to be welcoming up Shauna McCracken, our Zero Waste Manager with Recology.
Thank you, Selena, and thank you to the local task force, all of you, for being here. I am the Waste Zero Manager, actually Zero Waste Manager. I mean, sorry, I said it backwards. Waste Zero Manager for Recology San Benito County. And we also have here our General Manager and our Operations Manager, Lisa Patton. You already met Mike Kelly. I wanted to thank you for inviting us to share some of the activities we've been involved in recent months and some of the results of those activities. And unfortunately, the way this ends up being is we're often reporting on many months back. So here we are wrapping up Q3, but I'm here to report our activities and the results from Q2, actually. So you're gonna have to get on the time machine, buckle your seatbelts, make sure your tray table is up, and take yourself back to April 1st.
Is this a joke?
Through June, yes, that was a joke. Yeah, thank you, Rick. Until June 30th of this year. So there we go. So first and foremost, this is really the bottom line for us. This is how we measure our success and the success of the residents and the businesses in the county of San Benito. So City of Hollister has reached a net diversion rate of almost 47%. And when I say net, that means we've already subtracted out contamination. City of San Juan Bautista is almost at 49%. Unincorporated San Benito County was at 37% at the end of the second quarter. And so the aggregate number of the county overall was 41%, 41.57%, as you can see. So this is for all customer types, residents, businesses, multifamily complexes, et cetera. So we're nearing 50%, as you can see, which has been a goal for a long time for the community, I know for integrated waste, and for us as well. So anything you can do to help us get that contamination rate lower, we're going to keep working on that. I know integrated waste staff will keep working on that, and that'll get us there, I think, in a short time to 50%.
Shauna, can I ask a question? How can we help you? What can we do?
Okay, well, you can certainly help get the word out about all the programs that we have available. Rick just brought up the bulky item collection program. That's a good one for people to know about. Often we have plastic contaminating our recycling. The biggest one is film plastic. So anything that's kind of soft, almost like, well, plastic bags are a good example, but also dry cleaner bags, the wrappings from, say, one of those cases of water bottles, things like that. Those do not belong in the recycling. Those need to go in the trash. They tangle up the recycling equipment when they go to the materials recovery facility or MRF, and it's a big problem. So that would be, I'd say, the biggest thing to focus on, and also making sure people are fully taking advantage of the green cart. So they can put not just food scraps in there, not just yard trimmings, but also food soiled paper, and that includes things like pizza boxes, napkins, paper towels, things like that. So that would also help boost the diversion and decrease contamination. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you.
I can give you a long list, but that's a short list for now. Some highlights from the second quarter include tagging for high contamination. That's something that we've always done, but recently we worked with our drivers. We did trainings, really reinforced the idea that this is an extremely important part of their role in increasing diversion and decreasing contamination. We also, and when I say we, I mean the larger Recology team, management team, and others, to improve our non-collection tagging system, make sure that it's as smooth as possible, and that there's real-time communication between the dispatch team, our operations team, the Waste Zero team, and customer service as well, just to keep that running as smoothly as possible. So these are tags that are placed on customers' containers, whether they be residential or commercial, and it lets them know specifically what it was about their load that was problematic, so they can fix it next time. We also ran print and digital ads on various topics throughout the quarter. We had social media posts on a regular basis about things going on in the community, our programs, and so on. Every month there's a bill insert. It alternates between residential and commercial, and we always try to provide something that's timely and relevant to our customers. And we also did our environmental days again. I always see Councilman Freeman at those environmental days in San Juan, so I know he likes them and takes advantage of them. And they continue to be very popular in the community. Those include paper shredding, electronic waste collection and recycling, and compost collection or donation. And let's see, the next slide. Okay, so that was mainly on the residential side. On the commercial side, our Waste Zero team conducted 76 site visits. Again, this is just in quarter two, 37 waste assessments, 9 new organic starts. We love those. And we created a waste training video. Now, this isn't, again, just Recology. This involved integrated waste in a very meaningful way, and a contractor that they found and paid for, so we really appreciate that. This was something done using, well, and also Technova was a great partner. So even though it was kind of for them, they they were really just the stars of the show. And now we'll be able to continue to reuse that video for other customers, which is great. In terms of the member agencies, most are at 60 to 70% diversion, somewhere in that range. So as you can see, that's even better than the community at large. So congratulations to all of you and the departments in your communities, because the member agencies are doing really great. In terms of compliance with the various diversion-related laws, AB 1826, as you probably know, was a law passed in 2014 requiring commercial organics for businesses generating 2 cubic yards or more per week. We were at basically 37% at the end of Q2, which is up from 35% just one quarter before that. And then you've all heard a lot about 1383, SB 1383 that is, passed in 2016, goes into law, or goes into effect fully here in January of 2026, but as you know, it's already being implemented here, and so we're ahead of schedule and doing really well. It requires food recovery, as you know, and composting of all organics. The goal is to send no organics to the landfill. We offered school assemblies in Q2 and sent our own team out there. So Waste Zero specialists went out, played games with the kids, did presentations, a lot of interactive activities to involve them, help them recycle right at home. And we donated over $15,000 in in-kind services. As you know, the spring is when event season really kicks off, and there were quite a number in the spring, including Arts and Crafts Day, the farmers market, the rib cook-off, and so on. So during the course of those events, we provided over $6,000 in services for the rib cook-off alone in San Juan Bautista for free. You can see our driver there. He had delivered all the carts. So I think it was almost 100 carts just for that event, and then we disposed of those properly afterwards. Also provided monitors to help with the diversion at the event. Another new thing we have, which may not seem that exciting, but it's exciting to us, is these two, what used to be compactors that have been retrofit to be more like roll-off containers that can be used at our events. So the big difference is they're enclosed on the top, so they can be left overnight, and we won't have illegal dumping going on with people dumping furniture and so on and filling up the containers so that then they're too full the next day of the event. So that took some creativity. I thank Mike Kelly and Steve Zapata, our maintenance manager, for making that happen. Okay, in terms of our events, I already talked about some of these, the 3-stream sort stations, station monitoring. We often have a booth, especially at the farmers market, where we can interact with the public, answer questions, play games. This year we did a seed planting activity as part of a organics theme. And diversion so far this year from events is, for the farmers market specifically, is 75%, and I suspect that may even be higher now. So that's up from 35% in 2021. So we're very proud of that, very grateful to IWM and HDA, Hollister Downtown Association, for their cooperation. Earth Day was a big deal, big success. Some of you, or maybe all of you, were there. We facilitated the poster contest awards ceremony, featured the kids' artwork in an outdoor poster gallery. One of our recycling trucks was there for the kids to see up close, and the adults, but kids really love to see it in person. And we hosted El Teatro Campesino's Basta Basura video. So it was not live, but in the future it might be live, we're hoping. And we did have the garbage monster there, one of the main characters from Basta Basura, perform live at the event. I mentioned the other events, I believe. So underway and coming up, the theme this year, and this is something we decided on jointly with IWM, is healthy soils. So kind of an extension of our organics theme, but really broadening it to bring in new partners and really illuminating how recycling at home and at work can really help promote healthy soils. So we've already done the San Benito County Fair. That's not upcoming anymore. That was a big success, both in terms of the diversion on site and also the booths that we had indoors at the pavilion and our interaction with the public. Also had a gallery there of the kids' art. And we just finished our environmental days, again, no longer coming up. We have new truck signs out there with the new kids' artwork. Take a look for that. Everybody's excited about that. And please help us promote the poster contest in 2024. It's not that far off. The deadline will be March 15th of 2024, and we'll start accepting submissions in early 2024. So probably we'll hope to start getting them maybe at the end of January. Thank you very much. And the kids, too, of the community, thank you for allowing us to do this work. We know they're very receptive, and they're going to be the recipients of all of this good work that we're all doing. So thank you.
Thank you. Is there any comment from the board? Any
Wonderful.
public comment?
No public comment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I did, just piggybacking off of Shauna's presentation, I wanted to thank Recology because they've been instrumental in helping us combat illegal dumping and clean up illegal dumping. Their staff, Isaac and the rest of the team, have been able to pick up a lot of mattresses and bulky items, hazardous waste. They work with outside contractors to make that happen, and it's been reducing the burden on our public works staff, so thank you. And then lastly, before we move on to this next item, we do have a draft kind of prototype of a request that was made at the last meeting by Supervisor Gonzalez and the rest of the task force. It lists the free take-back events and services for San Benito County residents, including the events that Integrated Waste Management host and various services that Recology host. And you can see there's short links to every event. The info takes them directly to the website with that information. Then there is a QR code for convenience that takes them directly to our integrated waste page. So I know we've moved on from the informational part of the agenda, but if there is feedback, we'd love to hear that at some point from the task force. But moving on to the fiscal year 2022 to 2023 review of regional agency billing, I do have Catherine Ramirez, our staff analyst, who's going to be walking us through that information. And as far as the quarter, the most between this fiscal year's expenditures and revenue, we'll be covering that at the next quarterly meeting. Okay, I'll pass it off to Catherine.
Okay. Per the cost-sharing agreement, it states that we will review the actual expenditures at least quarterly and make recommendations to the governing bodies on actual or anticipated over expenditures. We started this process at our last LTF meeting, and this will continue for this meeting and future meetings. So you'll see this on our agenda moving forward. For our fiscal 22 to 23 expenses, the budget was approved for just a little over $1.3 million, and our actual expenses were $694,505. As stated in the Q2 LTF meeting, we experienced a staffing shortage earlier in the fiscal year that attributed to this lower amount. And we are currently again experiencing a shortage as our staff service specialist has moved out of the state. We budgeted for services and supplies and other charges $909,000 $909,531,000. And for salary and benefits, we budgeted $415,589. Our actual expenses to date for services, supplies, and other charges are at $381,998. And our salary and benefits actual expenses are $312,507. The actual expenses are deducted with grant revenue and under other funding sources. These adjusted expenses include our HHW expenditures, which was deducted at $99,439. This includes our landfill events, our monthly landfill HHW events, materials, additional sharp containers, and whatever else is needed that supports household hazardous waste in our communities. Our reimbursable programs deducted was at $5,150. This includes our sharp disposal reimbursements from med projects and also from the mattress recycling program for illegally dumped mattresses. So this is good for us. And our grant revenue deducted is at $102,440, which includes our oil recycling grant, our SB 1383 grant, our household hazardous waste grant, and our city-county payment grant. And per our cost share agreement, we have included an overhead cost of 5%, which we added as $29,496. And for our for the fiscal year 2022-23 cost sharing, this is San Benito County was calculated at 31.6% and billed at $163,363. Hollister is at the city of Hollister is at 65.3% and will be billed at $337,583. And San Bautista with 3.1% of the cost share is billed at $16,026, and we anticipate to send out the fiscal year 2023 invoices to the cities and county within the next month. Questions?
Okay, thank you, Catherine. If there is any feedback or questions, we are available. Oh, and public comment, of course.
Public comment first, and then we'll go to the board for comment.
No public comment.
Thank you. Board comments, please. Rick?
Mm.
No?
I have none either.
Yeah. that's-
My only comment is thank you.
Yeah.
And a great job. You talked about the rib cook-off a little bit. I think was it Lori? Anyway, that's a big mess. So thank you, thank you. Or it was Recology. Thank you. It's greasy out there at times. Thank you. And San Juan's big on those arts and crafts events and other things. So thank you. It's greatly appreciated.
I think that concludes our meeting. Would you like to adjourn?
Meeting's adjourned.
Rick says no.
Oh,
He wants to keep going.
Rick,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
guys
you,
are-
everyone.
This is like still my favorite meeting.